Hi everyone, welcome back to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies and build update number 2 of AMT's 1934 Ford pickup truck, tow truck edition. After a couple of weeks off, it felt good to get back down in the shop. But before I even start, I want to thank everybody for their kind words and prayers and everything. Terry is back on track and doing great. So thank you very much. Now, let's get into this build. We got a lot done today, and I had some done before we went, but Jake, you can't stay in there. But I wanted to just bring everybody in and show them some of the decisions I made and where we're going with this. And I think we've done pretty good here. So let's start. I'm going to move a bunch of stuff out the way, and we'll start with what I talked about before, and now I made a decision because I really like where it went. You can see we're still red and green. This was really bugging me because I kept thinking Christmas tree, but as I did things, I started liking it more and more, and the color combination, and this is where we're going to go with it. So I got everything sprayed. I did a quick buff on everything. I didn't want to get that deep, like wet shine. I just wanted to get a good shine across it. And I think that, other than the fingerprints on there, I think that did pretty good. I'm very happy with this. It's not the perfect paint job by any means, but it's a tow truck, and I think it's going to do well. The inside, I am going to paint all my accent color black that I have, the real black. I'll use that inside here, and that'll look really good. The Texaco signs or decals went on great. I still have to paint my chrome. I want to do the hinges in silver, and then the lock and the bracket and things like that. I haven't gotten to yet, but I'm really happy with how the Texaco sign made this look. Now it looks like the Texaco truck, and I'm happy with that. But I did a decal on there. I got the decals on the louvers, and on the hood I put the 24-hour service. These came with the Sunoco, the 24-hour and the Ford and everything. These Texacos were sent to me by JC. He had them, and he goes, they should look good. And man, I'm telling you, that's a perfect size for that door. I also put a 24-hour service on the back. That'll look good. And I put a little silver here. I'm going to do a little bit, very little bit of weathering on this. But right now I'm happy. I got my first coat of wood on the top and bottom. If you are a member of Grandpa Mark's Hobbies Facebook group, there's a really good video on doing wood grain. And I'm going to start doing that with this one, and we'll see how the progress comes out. I've been really close with having very happy results with wood grain. But now that I watched that and I tried it on a couple of things, I think we'll do really good there. And I'm saying really good about 20 times already. My base for the interior is semi-gloss black. My firewall is going to be semi-gloss black. I just painted this, and I also painted the rims. I did the rims in a gunmetal, and I like that. I like it a lot. And then it'll have the chrome knockoffs on it. But I think that'll look really good. And I said really good again. This could turn into a drinking game. But I think that's going to look great with the white walls and the green. Everything's going to look a little more rugged that way. But I'm happy with that. We got the aluminum painted, on the gas tank. I knocked off a little bit of the semi-gloss black here. I'll have to redo that. And I am going to come through here with the silver pen and do all the bolts. I'm going to try to keep this pretty clean. But I did, you know, I do have some weathering going on here. It is a tow truck. It's going to be used as a tow truck. Now we got the wood grain top and bottom. I'll come back with this and I'm going to paint this semi-gloss black in here, all the supports, once I get the wood grain done. No sense in trying to do it 3 times, and then I can touch that red up, no problem. But the tailgate is so awesome. Look at that. This is why I like a lot of these AMT kits. Revell kits do an awesome job with that too, is the details that are molded in there. Fantastic. Look at the chains on that. All that is flat aluminum and a little bit of Tamiya's black panel liner on those chains. And I'll tell you what, if I put real chains on there, they'd look the same. So might as well use what's there. I panel lined around a few places just to give it a little bit of highlights. And it's going to look great back here. It's kind of weird there's no place for this to seat. You got to just eyeball it. But that's going to look good on there, inside and out. So there's that. Ooh, we're cooking. Again, with the gunmetal, I use my Galleries GHAC 98 or 96 with that. I had a 0.5 tip in there and I was too lazy to change it, so it'll be pretty fun to watch me throttling this thing back. But I'll tell you what, look at how smooth that laid that down. 0.5 tip, and I got into all the nooks and crannies, no problem. So this is going to look good on there. And I used the same tip, and I did a quick how I clean it before I switch from one paint to another. And if you want to watch, I mixed this paint in the cup of the airbrush. So that'll be a good video if you ever want to try to, you just got to mix a little bit. This is all I had, so I mixed a little bit right in the pot. If you've never done it before, something to watch. Tailgate, now the fenders, I painted the silver around the edge to go with, if I can get it out, the silver on the crossbar for the lights. And that'll go down in there and it'll be kind of cohesive. I still haven't drilled the holes behind it for the LED lights. That will be the next time I'm down here. I was a little bit shaky when I first started, or I would have done that. But I'm going to drill a hole here, and I'll run the wires back through here. And I have a couple ideas, but I'll probably just be building a box inside the bed right here to hold the battery. But we'll see. See how things work out. I dry brushed a little bit of flat aluminum on the diamond plate on both sides. I didn't do anything with it underneath because nobody's going to be walking underneath. Once I get the frame lined up and everything, I'm thinking about painting these pieces here black too, but I'm not sure. I haven't looked at any onlines yet to see if I should, and I have to touch this up a little bit too. But fenders are coming along great. They have not been polished. They have not been wet sanded, clear coated. This is just the Tamiya's Park Green sprayed on there with the Galleries GHAD 69 or 68, I'm sorry, airbrush. I get the numbers all messed up. But hey, Galleries also opened up a new web page that is, you don't have to deal through Amazon or anything like that. And they got some pretty good deals on there right now. So if you're thinking about it, check them out. and I don't think you'll be sorry. Not with the results I've been getting with them every single time. I have not had one problem that wasn't my fault. But anyhow, enough with that. I gotta show you these this carb and the intake. Let's start with the intake here, if I can find it real quick. I got things spread everywhere. Here's the intake, and I like it. It's just so much detail in this AMT kit. What I did is I painted that flat aluminum, and it's been 2 weeks since it's dry, but honestly, you can go a day, maybe 2 at the most, that you'd have to wait. And then I used the Tamiya's black panel liner. That's it on there to do all the highlighting. And I think it did a fantastic job. This is gonna look great on this green engine. It's gonna pop. But now, I'm gonna show you this carburetor. And I'm gonna bring this up close because, my gosh, there is some awesome detail in that. Now the black is the air cleaner, so you can figure the carburetor, this is the bottom. But look at the detail in there. And what I did with this is I painted the whole thing with my tungsten gold. And I let that dry for a little while, and then I came back and I highlighted everything with the flat aluminum, all the highlights and all that. And then it sat again for 2 weeks since I wasn't down here for a while. And then today I came down and I hit that with a panel liner, and it was like, wow, what a difference. It just exploded on there. You could just see everything so clear. So I'm really hoping you can see that in the video of how nice that looks. But man, is it clear, and just a whole lot of fine detail in there. So I'll be able to match that up with some linkage and some fuel lines, and this will look great. I'll cut the top off, give it a quick sand, and I'll hit the top with the flat aluminum or the semi-gloss black, and you'll never know that it was just left on the sprue. But it's a whole lot easier to paint it like this than it would be for me to have it just a little piece of this back at the bottom and launch this thing across the shop. Carpet Monster down here has had enough lunches. So there is that. My battery is coming along very well. I figured this is a 6-volt battery. I painted the tops, and I painted the little lead connectors, and then the caps I used flat white. I'm not happy with the flat white, but I think once that dries and I touch that with a little bit of my dark gray panel liner, that those will look more plastic. That's what I was, they'll look more like the plastic caps that used to be on there. These, back in the day, they weren't yellow or anything like that. They were just like a white plastic cap, and they would turn a little bit of a darkish, not yellowish, but a little bit grayish. So that's what I'm going to go for with that. And I still have to figure out, this is just goes in a battery box, I believe. The battery on the truck, I think, is right here. But I could be very wrong. If I am, that'll get wired. If I'm not, it'll get wired with jumper cables wrapped around. I won't wire them up, but I'll come up with a way to make the clamps for the jumper cables so that he can hook up and jump whoever he needs to jump. And now lastly, I know this isn't a very long video, but again, I've been gone for a while. And not lastly, second to lastly, is my dash. I painted the whole thing when I painted everything else with the semi-gloss black. And then I painted the inside with the Tamiya's X11, the chrome silver. That sat for a while, and then I hit that with a very light coat of the Tamiya's panel liner to give that brushed look that it has. I didn't want to use the decal. I'm really trying to push myself to do these the best I can. So if it really turned into garbage, I would knock off the little dials and I would put the decal on, but I'm happy with it. So we'll keep going. And then with that, see if I can do this without launching it across the basement. First step into the gauges. Now these were chrome, and I left them chrome, but I painted the semi-gloss black over the dials. And I'm going to leave that sit, and then I'll come back with a toothpick, and I'll wipe that down a little bit, and that'll knock all the highlights back off. So you'll be able to see those highlights, and then I'll take a toothpick, sharpen it up, and I'll put the red lines for where the gauge lines are. And that's going to look really good, and that'll look very good inside here. So I'm happy with that, and I hope you are too. I had a bunch of comments about the color. Save it, save it, save it. Watch this. I can put this together in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail and show you what I'm looking at now. Maybe, if I don't mess it all up. But there we go. I like that color a lot. I'm hoping that the green underneath isn't going to wash this out like the black did with the camera. My camera kind of acts funky a little bit, but check that out. And with the Texaco sign on there, this is just perfect. The white really helped. The Ford emblem helped. I did put just a real light panel liner on this side. I put it on, wiped it right back off with a Q-tip, and you can see I haven't done that on this side yet. I had to leave. So I'll do that one, and I'll also paint these the rubber and the silver, and I'll have the handles done. But I'm going to leave this the way it is. I was thinking about opening it up so you can see the engine through there, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it up at the top, and I'm going to split it here and make it to where this side hinges up, so it's going to be hinged up open. I'm not sure if I'm going to take the time to do the actual hinges on this one, just because I'm so far behind right now on everything I was planning on. But I know Jake wants to get back in this bed, and with that, I will leave you. I want to thank you again for all the kind words and everything, the thumbs up and all the comments. If you want, jump over to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies on Facebook and sign up there too. We have a blast over there. Oh, I started this too. I wanted gold and black instead of the silver or white, and then the chrome silver for the base. And then I think I'm going to do a gold. The car, I'm going to paint it with straight up the gold leaf. I think that'll look pretty cool. And we'll put that on the shelf in the Texaco station. But anyhow, I am Mark. That's Jake. I will see you next time around, which hopefully won't be as long as it was this time. So y'all have a great day and a better tomorrow. Thank you all again.